Yo, what up, everyone? Welcome back. Courtesy of Wizards of the Coast, I was able to play the early access event to test out these standard cards. So yesterday, I probably streamed for about 14 hours, so more so than more so than the average content creator. And I feel like I got a good handle on what the top five sleepers of the format are. Um, if you haven't watched the previous video of this, which I go over the top five cards of each color, this was before I was able to play the format and before it came out. And I actually do believe that video is correct. There are a lot of cards on there that played very, very well. I think I kind of almost nailed it as far as the top five colors. However, there's a few sleepers that I missed, and we're gonna get those today. Okay. First one up is going to be one that is a reprint, which I'm sure you all. Sorry, not a reprint. I apologize. That's the next one. First up is this card called Goblin Blast Runner. It's a 1 mana red drop. It's a 1/2, and it says it gets +2/+0 and has menace as long as you sacrifice a permanent this turn. This may look like not that great or kind of weak, but I was actually kind of impressed with it. Ash Lizzle, or Shield Maiden, as she's known, was playing this black-red sack deck, and she was just farming people with this card. I think it was things like treasures. There's like Ash Nod allows you to sack. Onicult, the Onicult and Envol. This is great. This is a great one drop for the Onicult Envol deck. Just a very solid card. It kills the opponent very quickly with the +2/+0 and menace. The games don't need to go long. Definitely a card that I overlooked. It's a red common, so I didn't give much thought. Next one is another red card. Monetary Swift Spear. This is a reprint. This card is, if you play older formats like Modern or even Legacy, you know how powerful this card can be. It is usually played in tempo style decks or burn. I think standard is going to be best in a is it style, like so blue red counter burn, not counter burn, just like burn aggressive / like considers. You have Delver Secrets. You have the new Young Pyromancer that's blue red as well. This card was also impressive as well. All right, so we have 2 red cards. I promise there's no more mono red cards. So move on. Another one we have next is Awake in the Woods. So coming in at number 3 for me is Awake in the Woods. This is the card that I personally enjoyed the most. I think it is. I thought it was gonna be good, but not as good as it is. So it's 2 mana X. It says you make X 1/1 green forest land dryad creature tokens. Now these tokens can be tapped for mana. They're basically dryad arbors. And the first Awake in the Woods fuels the next Awake in the Woods. Okay? And this card also plays extremely well with Hurkyl's Final Meditation. And it ramps, because not one does it ramp into Hurkyl's Final Meditation. Hurkyl says return all non-land permanents to the owner's hands in the turn. You will not return these to your hand. These are lands. They're 1/1s lands that ramp into that huge spell, but do not get bounced. Awesome card, very fun. It's just so cool what you can do with these lands. Also works with Titania's backside. Also works with Ren 7. We make a creature. Its power and toughness equal to lands control. Again, these are lands, so anything counts lands. This counts as land. It can't be destroyed by things like Void Rend or Leyline Binding, or things that, says destroyed non-lands, right? Super cool card. My favorite card from the set. I just really enjoyed it. I love green cards, and this is a sweet green card. So, all right, definitely pick these up if they're. I'm not sure how much they are. It is a mythic, but it's a super cool one. All right, next up we have is Gix Yawgmoth Praetor. All right, 3 mana, 3/3. I said this card was in my top 5 video for best, one of the best black cards in the set. But even I think, like, even though I put him in the top 5, I still don't really appreciate him as much as playing with him and playing against him. Gix is, again, it's like Toski for 3 mana instead of 4. He's a 3/3. And black just has so much good stuff right now. Okay, we have like Cut Down to clear the way. We have Go for the Throat, Infernal Grasp, Evolved Sleeper as a 1-drop. You have Ashnod if you want it as a 1-drop. You have a bunch of 2-drops. You have the new Artifact 2-drop. Black has a lot of ways to like stay low to the ground, keep pushing through, kill your creatures, and make sure this connects. And that last ability I thought was mostly flavor text because it costs 7 mana. I was like, how often does that happen? But what it gives your mid aggro or mid range deck a big top end with that ability. The ability to pay 7 mana, discard your hand or X cards, exile top X cards of your opponent's library, you cast them for free, is huge. It actually does come up a lot, and Gix fuels it. Because like maybe you're thinking, oh well, you know, by that time I'm gonna have 3 cards in my hand or something, or 2, whatever. But if Gix is hitting, you will have like 5 or 6 cards a lot of the time. And sometimes your deck, sometimes your opponent's deck goes bigger than you because you're an aggro deck. This helps close the gap as well. So just a super solid card. This is coming at number 2 for me. Even though we did say it was a top 5 in black, this has been very impressive. Very, very impressive. All right. And the last one, my number one is going to be Mishra's Boundary. I think it's number 2. Man, let's do one more. My apologies, chat. My apologies. Anyways, Mishra's Boundary. This one I missed in my top 5 cards because I didn't do lands. I had colorless, but I do lands. This card is just extremely solid. Just a great creature land. Obviously, it's a land that's also a threat. Great in mono black, mono white, 2 color decks. Allows you to keep that pressure on. I was mentioning earlier about Gix. This is also a great card in the Gix deck, the mono black deck, that allows you to keep the pressure going if something dies. You also have the new Blade, the new artifact 2-drop. It's like a 3/1 that comes from the graveyard. So your mono black aggro deck or mid-range deck is pretty resistant to wraths. This is also another great way to make it more resistant. We had no creature lands, and now we do, and this one is a huge addition. Sorry, this is my number 1. All right, a little out of order. I think I may have done. It was 5. It was the Goblin, Monster Swift Spear, Awaken the Woods, Gix, Mishra, and Harbin. We'll go over them all again in top 5 order. But Harbin Vanguard, number 1. Again, this one I did include in the top 5 as well in the last video. Probably check that out again, but it's a 3/2 flyer. But this is 3/2 soldier flyer. It says whenever it attacks with 5 or more other soldiers. Whenever you attack with 5 or more other soldiers, all your soldiers get +1/+1 and flying on a turn. So Harbin, I initially thought when I read it that he himself needs to attack to trigger this ability, but it doesn't matter. As long as you have 5, as long as any 5 soldiers attack, they will all get +1/+1 and flying. This is the reason to not play mono white soldiers and to play blue white. This is the main reason. Obviously, you have the new land too, the beach land that is for soldiers, the blue one. But it's pretty clear that soldiers were pushed in this set because we have the fortified beach for soldiers. That's the only dual land in the set specifically for one tribe only soldiers. And then you have this thing along with other soldiers, along with like 3 or 4 more other soldiers that are powerful. And this is definitely a new tier 1 deck that you will see all over the place in best of 1. I really do believe that blue white is going to be much better than mono white. So make sure to play blue white because I saw some arguments yesterday about mono white versus blue white. But this thing, if you're not playing this new soldier deck, I don't know what you're doing. It's just it is a beating. All right. So to recap, real quick, 5 Goblin Blast Runner, 4 Swift Spear, 3 Awaken, 2 Gix. I did top 6, that's why. 1 Mishra's Boundary. That's why. I did top 6 cards. Alright, well, here you are with me. Special surprise. Top 6 best cards, sleeper cards from, I can't count. I literally have here my file says A, B, C, D, E, F. It said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, top 6. We did it together. Y'all got one more card. Regardless, these are all great cards. and cards that will see a lot of standard play. And I would recommend, again, if you haven't seen if you want to see more cards that are competitive or good in this format, I recommend the top 5 video I did early this week or last week for Brothers War. I feel like I nailed it. A lot of all the cards I named. I saw a ton of play yesterday. I'm sure we'll see some play as the format shapes out. So yeah, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend, day, night, whatever it is. Enjoy Brothers War. It's an exciting set. I will say the meld. One final note. I'll say the meld cards are playable. I think Urge is the best one. Not think. Yeah, I think it is. Urge is the best one, followed by Mishra, and then Titania last. I thought Titania would be number 1 originally. She's not. She's just very hard to flip because she flips on upkeep. So you have to play her on top with her, and then if you want to put lands on your upkeep to try to trigger her ability, you can't because you both get party on upkeep. Regardless, Mishra and Urza are solid. Urza being the best one. So yeah. Thanks so much for hanging out. Enjoy it. Hit like, subscribe. Shop at CoolStuffInc.com. Shop at CoolStuffInc. Use code Ali5. Save 5% off your order. You get a sweet Ali Aintrazi Wolf token. Thanks so much. And catch you all next time. Peace out.